We're closed.
Then you should lock your doors. There's some real sick people out there. Like who I can trust.
By now, pretty much everyone with Netflix has watched the show Wednesday. Its popularity might be due to the mix of mystery, gore, humor, fantasy, and a bit of romance, a viral TikTok dance, and an extraordinary school full of outcasts and secrets. With stellar performances from Jenna Ortega and the rest of the cast, it's a fun murder mystery that older kids and adults can enjoy. While younger viewers might just enjoy the nods to TikTok and Etsy, they might miss some of the older pop culture references or events that happened before their time. They could also overlook the few scenes that tackle real-life issues beyond the story. On the other hand, adults are more likely to catch these references and hidden details that are weaved into each episode of Wednesday. Spoilers ahead! Wednesday is definitely the type who's into anything dark and mysterious, which is why she gets so caught up in the murders around Nevermore and Jericho. With her sharp detective skills, fearless attitude, and psychic visions, she feels confident she can crack the case. As she gathers more evidence and digs deeper into the investigation in episode 4, she decides to organize it all on a giant bulletin board in her shared room with Enid. Enid catches a glimpse of Wednesday's board filled with murder victims and their dismembered body parts and says, "When I suggested giving your side of the room a makeover, I didn't mean Ted Bundy's Pinterest board." Ted Bundy was a notorious serial killer in the 1970s whose name has popped up again recently thanks to the 2019 docu-series Conversations with a Killer, The Ted Bundy Tapes, and the 2019 film Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, both of which are definitely for more mature viewers. The younger crowd probably won't get Enid's reference. On a few occasions, Wednesday is seen strumming away on her cello. Her most dramatic performance takes place on the balcony outside her dorm room in the first episode. Instead of a classical piece, she plays Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. It's definitely an interesting choice for someone like Wednesday who loves black and embraces the goth aesthetic in her shared dorm room with a colorful and preppy Enid Sinclair. As an iconic song from the 1960s, Wednesday's cover of Painted Black takes older viewers back to the same decade that the Addams Family first aired as a TV show. However, for younger audiences who aren't as familiar with rock music, the Rolling Stones' song might be harder to recognize. And to top it off, Wednesday puts her own spin on it, making it even more unique. Coincidence or not, the only two characters shown thoroughly enjoying her cello performance are Principal Weems and Miss Thornhill, who are both well into adulthood. In episode 2, Wednesday is on a mission to uncover the truth behind the artwork she picked up after Rowan's murder. She spots a faint watermark in the top corner of the page, which she also notices on the Edgar Allan Poe statue on campus. As she reads the poem inscribed on the statue line by line, she solves a series of short riddles until she's left with a final answer, snap twice. When Wednesday snaps her fingers twice, the statue reveals a hidden entrance that leads to a library where the elite Nightshade Society gathers in secret. There she finds an important book in her investigation before being captured and interrogated by the Nightshades. The two snaps are a nod to the original theme song from the Addams Family, which features iconic snaps that make it so catchy. Wednesday has a similar but different theme song without the snaps, so it's very likely that younger audience members won't catch the reference. Kent, one of the Nightshades, even admits he doesn't know why they have to snap twice, which parallels younger viewers not being aware of what the snaps are paying homage to. The kiss scene is another example of Wednesday's dark, clever, and adult tone. The show doesn't shy away from Wednesday's vulnerability or the toxic relationship dynamics at play. When Wednesday kisses Tyler, it's less about romance and more about manipulation, an act of weakness she immediately regrets once her feelings clear. This scene isn't about romance, but rather exposing the toxicity and controlling nature of Tyler. The viewers often see Tyler's secret before Wednesday does, making the scene both clever and suspenseful. The show's casual approach to these mature themes, romantic manipulation, self-delusion, and the blurred lines between love and obsession, gives the kiss scene an adult edge. It's a stark contrast to more traditional depictions of teenage romance, emphasizing the complexity of relationships in a way that's both realistic and unsettling. This scene highlights how easy it is to deceive oneself when emotions are involved and how manipulation can often disguise itself as love. And let's not forget that as Enid gives Wednesday a tour of Nevermore's campus, we get a glimpse of many cool characters, including Yoko, who is sitting with her vampire friends in the courtyard. Yoko doesn't get a chance to introduce herself then, but we learn a little more about the vampire throughout the series. In episode 2, she has a bad allergic reaction after accidentally consuming garlic bread, which puts her out of commission for the upcoming rowing competition known as the Po Cup. This intentional sabotage by Bianca forces Wednesday to fill in for Yoko and lead their team to victory in the competition. Additionally, Yoko serves as Enid's temporary roommate after the latter has a big argument with Wednesday at the end of season 6. Despite her small supporting role in the show, Yoko still stands out for her appearance. She has long black hair and is usually seen wearing dark round shades to protect her vampire eyes from the sun. This style greatly resembles the one and only Yoko Ono, so it's certainly no coincidence that the Japanese vampire is named after her. Funnily enough, Yoko's dad resembles another pop culture icon when he makes a very brief appearance in episode 5 during Parents' Weekend at Nevermore. Her dad wears sunglasses, a turtleneck, and a blazer, much like Yoko Ono's late husband, John Lennon. Wednesday isn't the only student who has a tough time during Nevermore's Parents' Weekend. Bianca gets a surprise visit from her cult-driven mother, Xavier's father doesn't even show up, and Enid has to deal with her mother's constant disappointment in her. Enid confides in Wednesday early on that she hasn't wolfed out yet, and if she doesn't, she could be disowned from her werewolf pack. When Enid's parents come for the weekend, her mom is especially disappointed that she hasn't wolfed out yet. As a gift, her mom hands her a bunch of brochures for werewolf conversion therapy camps disguised as summer camps. This disgusts Enid, who just wants to be accepted for who she is, no matter how unusual she might seem in her mother's eyes. Thankfully, by the end of the weekend, Enid stands her ground and refuses to go to those camps, which serve as a dark parallel to the cruel, homophobic conversion therapy camps that exist in real life. Another one is from when Uncle Fester makes his debut in Wednesday during episode 7, when Wednesday spots someone stalking her. She quickly realizes it's just her beloved uncle and gives him the biggest smile we've seen so far in the series, a clear sign that she feels more at ease around him than most other people. During his short stay, Uncle Fester helps Wednesday identify the murderous monster as a hide, takes her for a ride on his Dalmatian motorcycle, and saves Thing after a brutal stabbing incident. He also mentions that his brother, Wednesday's father, was the smart one who attended Nevermore, while Fester would only drop by for a visit every now and then. Interestingly, the 1960s sitcom version of Uncle Fester is related to Wednesday in a slightly different way. Instead of being the brother of Wednesday's father, Gomez, the older version of Uncle Fester was actually Morticia's uncle, making him Wednesday's great-uncle. This is a small detail that will likely go unnoticed by anyone who hasn't seen the original sitcom, which I'd say only adults would catch. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop, and if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.